With Bitcoin hitting $44,000, we are entering new waters. And in this video, I'm going to give you top coins that I'm looking at in December 2023 and beyond, as we are preparing to enter the bull market. So this is really exciting because Bitcoin last time was at this price points basically just around the Luna crash in May 2022. So it's been over a year since we see this kind of prices, and the same goes for Ethereum. And usually the game is you have Bitcoin pumping up, you have Ethereum pumping up, and then everyone rotates to different altcoins, to different smaller coins, starting with mid cap, large caps, coins that have valuations in billions, and then slowly going down to hundreds of millions and then to smaller millions. So in this video, I'm going to cover everything, especially looking at the narratives, because the biggest thing I'm trying to go with is going with different crypto narratives. And I believe that the next bull cycle, the next bull market that we're going to see will be all about different narratives. Also, you should focus and narrow down to better understand particular narratives. So for example, myself, I'm super big on AI because my background is in artificial intelligence. I've been working in AI for years. So this is the category I understand the best. However, I wanted to prepare the list, which is really comprehensive. We're looking in different places. So I was doing this research for you to have all the coins. This is basically the list that I've been looking over for the past weeks, talking with different people also to have it all in one place. And we're going to go through that one by one. So there are a couple of categories. And this is what I wanted to explain to you, that you don't really have to follow all the categories. Pick just a couple, just 2 or 3 maximally that you're really passionate about, whether it be that gaming, maybe DeFi, maybe oracles, so you more on infrastructure, AI, memes, and so on. You can't really pick everything. Some of those, of course, are very close to each other. So for example, you could pick L1s, DeFi, oracles. Those are pretty similar. Maybe you could pick DeFi and real world assets, RWAs. Maybe you could pick AI plus DeFi. You could go with memes and then add BRC20 and everything around Bitcoin, but you can't really go with everything. So let's get started with the list on top. And first, let's discuss L1s. So here, the top performer is definitely Solana, at least as the perception, because Solana at some point was really trading below $10, and everyone was thinking that after FTX crash, the Solana is over. However, there are so many developers and the infrastructure itself is pretty good with super fast transactions, super secure transactions as well, that people were coming back, and slowly there was this momentum, and finally we had the Solana doing 5x, going from basically $10 to $50 and beyond, currently trading at around $60. So from the bottoms, it's around 6x. Now, this is really cool, and going forward, you can also look into Solana ecosystem. So if you were holding Solana, if you're big on Solana, you can also look slowly into Solana NFTs, Solana meme coins. So this is what I put also in the meme category. You can see there BONK, MYRO, those are the meme coins on Solana, the biggest ones. However, Solana meme coin ecosystem is still pretty small. So outside of those two, there's a lot of room for new meme coins to come along the way. Now, what you see next in the list of L1s are different L1s that either were here for a longer time, like Injective, Say, which is pretty a newer one, but still you have RUNE and you have KUJI. And what's really connecting all of those, I'm going to talk about Tia or Celestia in a moment, is that they really focus on being L1s that focus on being DeFi specific. So they want to have the applications of the blockchain to go particularly into DeFi direction. So especially if you want to connect that with DeFi category, you get very interesting stuff there. So you got basically Inch and RUNE that are very popular on Twitter right now, with KUJI as well going a couple of X in the past couple of months. So this is really amazing. I put Celestia here, which is also a new blockchain. There was an airdrop in the past month or so. Basically, they have a new approach to building modular blockchains, and they're all about modularity. So they're very interesting when you try to research what they're doing. Really interesting stuff. You should really check it out if you want to understand better where the technology of blockchains is going. Now, the next category I have on the list is gaming. I put the most coins here because gaming is really booming. If you look at the gaming as the whole category, and like outside of crypto even, gaming will be expanding, and it's already expanding at a rate of around 13%. This is the stats I've seen with all the new games. Especially, so I'm a gamer myself. I like games. I'm playing basically on all the consoles possible just to check what's going on. And if you look at the market, then basically 2023 was a record year when it comes to games. You had so many top-notch games coming to the market. And it's super interesting because at the other hand, you had also many people getting fired from gaming companies because of the costs going down, and the companies were trying to cut down costs. Now, this is where crypto is coming into play, because it's super hard to make actually a game, just a game which is super hard. It's basically an entertainment. You're competing with other for the eyeballs. However, with crypto gaming, something interesting may happen, especially into collectible categories. So if you know about Pokemon cards or Magic the Gathering cards or sports cards, there's a huge component of collectibility, and this is where crypto gaming might come into play. If you can buy and sell items, if you can transfer your items from one game to the other, this might be very interesting for gaming. Of course, this is not all when it comes to crypto and connecting to gaming. There are also different projects that are being built using blockchain technology, and definitely the one of the top ones right now are Illuvium. Another one is Super, which is Superverse, built by one of the famous YouTubers here as well. And another that I wanted to mention, which is not on the list, is Treeverse, being built by Loopify Loop on Twitter, which seems to be a roguelike hack and slash, and the game looks amazing. There's no token, but there are NFTs that you can buy basically. Of course, I should mention nothing here is financial advice, so you should always remember that. However, it's super interesting. So this is about the gaming category. You should go and try to research some of those coins, because again, this is the coins I watch. You might watch different coins, and especially if you watch different coins, let me know in the comments what you watch. And of course, I should remind you to subscribe to the channel to have all the latest news. So apart from games like Illuvium here on the list, there are also launchpads. So this is what, for example, SFUND is doing. And there are also blockchains that are specific for games like Immutable X, IMX here on the list. But there's also sports betting digital gaming like RLB, which is the biggest token in this category here. Now, going next to the DeFi category, you have different projects, different exchanges, projects like OSMO, which are both a bridge and an exchange, which are interesting, as well as two exchanges that I wanted to list and I'm looking at constantly is DYDX and GMX. Those two are basically decentralized exchanges where you can trade without any KYC, just going and trading on chain, but they're trying to give you features just like a usual exchange would do. Recently, there was an event of the new unlock of DYDX token, but it didn't influence the price that much as people thought it would. So it might be bullish signal here, worth definitely looking at. Again, not a financial advice here. GMX, top in a game, a decentralized exchange working on Arbitrum, so super interesting. And on top of that, you have different protocols in DeFi. I should also mention here Pendle in this category. This is basically in all the liquid staking assets like Lido. So Lido is a governing token, but there's a lot of people using Steve, so staked ETH, as well as Reef, Rocket Pool ETH, and on top of that you have governance tokens. However, those governance tokens, I don't really have an opinion whether they should go up or down. However, I'm super bullish on Steve and Reef because basically that's super natural to have people to use those coins. Now, the next on the list is Oracles. Chainlink is super big in this category. So people are saying that Chainlink or Link can become Google of crypto, because it's connecting all the dots. It basically allows you to access data from outside, and it allows you to connect this data with your on-chain application. So if you want to have weather predictions, stock prices from outside world, so this will be especially big in the RWA category, but also gaming category, AI category. You want to connect outside data with whatever is happening on chain, and you need oracles for that. So Chainlink is here for already a couple of years. Very interesting new entrant is this category is PEPE, which was a recent airdrop, and on top of that they building really fast. They have a great team, so it's definitely worth looking what they will build next. Next we have RWA, or real world assets category. This is all about trying to tokenize real world assets existing in the real world and putting them on chain. Here the biggest token is definitely CANTO. CANTO is L1 blockchain right now, but they slowly migrating to being an L2, actually focused on RWAs. So this is going to be a huge change here. There's also a couple of people that are super bullish on CANTO because of that. I'm a fan myself. I really like the token and what they're doing. It was also a fair launch, so they have all the good components of a token to explode in a bull market, but of course, not a financial advice, you should research yourself. Then we have two tokens that are worth mentioning. One is Token 5, coming from the team of the builders from Floki the meme coin, which was one of the top meme coins in 2021, and they started to build the launchpad for RWAs, which is very interesting. I have a separate review on that. Now another here example is Soil. They're trying this super small coin again, but what they're trying to do is basically they try to connect real world companies that you can lend money to through crypto, basically by buying Soil and staking and getting a great APY on that. So it's all about execution at this point because it's super early, but definitely worth watching and worth looking at right now. Next, we have super big category of AI with BitTensor Tau leading the way. Basically, there are more and more people trying to integrate AI components into blockchains, and there are many ways to do it, from coding smart contracts to basically verification of smart contracts to trying to decentralize machine learning computation, training, deployment, and so on. And all those projects in this area are trying to do different stuff. So BitTensor Tau is basically like Kaggle on blockchain. They're trying to decentralize computation. Whoever does the best computation for machine learning training then basically is able to mine Tau. You have then Fetch, RNDR, AGIX, all trying to provide ecosystems for AI participants. You have AKT Akash, which is also building blockchain, and then you have PAAL and IMGNAI. Especially IMGNAI, he's super small. PAAL is also quite small. They are both trying to have generative AI applications. IMGNAI is especially interesting because they come up with not for work safe content, adult content also, and you are able to generate those if you hold tokens. So if you know about Midjourney, they're basically trying to do something like Midjourney, and they're going really hard in this direction of generating images, but you are trying to be censor free, have as much free information as possible here, which is a huge business. Now, of course, a super big category is memes, and then a very connected category to that is BRC20, Ordinals. So memes first, of course, PEPE is leading the way. It wasn't pumping so hard. It's around $500 million, $600 million market cap. But if you were to look at 2021 and the bull market back then couple of billion of dollars is definitely possible, and this is what I'm looking here at. You also have coins that I have mentioned earlier, BONK and MYRO, which are coming from Solana ecosystem, but you have also new participants like GROK and GFI going from this category of Elon related memes. So GROK is basically coming from the AI model that Twitter has, which is the answer to ChatGPT, and GFI is basically the meme from the recent interview with Elon Musk saying that to the potential advertisers on Twitter. So just to explain that. Now, I also mentioned here Bitcoin, which is Harry Potter, Sonic, Osama, 10, Obama, then Inu and WOJAK. Both are super great memes. They're performing pretty well, holding the price, not going down, not going up much. WOJAK basically fallen to the bottom, but they have announced recently an NFT collection, which is pretty great and might influence the price. Bitcoin is such a great meme and basically a great idea with ticker being Bitcoin. So this is what I've included, these meme coins. They might do really well in a bull market again, and I'm going to watch them carefully in December to see whether I can enter some of those positions on dips or what will happen with the meme coins exactly. Now, the huge and new narrative is basically BRC20. So BRC20 is standard for new tokens being minted on Bitcoin directly. So after Ordinals revolution on Bitcoin, people were starting to do different and very interesting stuff on Bitcoin itself. Adding to different sats, to different satoshis, additional information, metadata, and basically we're trying to do tokens, NFTs, and so on. The biggest contender here is ORDI, and worth mentioning is definitely STX, which is building layer 2 on Bitcoin. So I put it in this category. STX is here as well. So this is basically it for all the categories that I'm watching currently, all the categories that you have. Of course, you have many more interesting coins. Also, those are mostly larger coins. Apart from certain examples, you have many interesting new entrants to many of those categories, and I will be doing videos on these categories, also to mention smaller coins, to talk just about, for example, DeFi, just about gaming, because it's worth mentioning each of those categories. If you have more coins that you're watching, definitely mention them down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I want to grow to basically 10,000 subscribers before the end, so we still have a little bit of to go. If you're watching this, please subscribe, and also consider following me on Twitter. I try to post there even more than I'm posting on YouTube here. Now, just remember that nothing here is financial advice. I have to underline it. It's purely educational purpose. There's a lot of things happening in the market right now, and we don't know whether the momentum will be going up or whether we have a pullback and we go back below 40,000 for Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin goes below 40,000, if there's a massive pullback on Bitcoin, all those categories will be influenced. However, if Bitcoin will stay at the same price or maybe even go up, those categories are bound to explode as well. So everything is about whether we're entering slowly a bull market or not, and what will happen in the end. Nobody knows right now. There are many components. Also, Bitcoin ETF, whether it will be accepted or not, as well as many other events that might happen in the near future that might influence whether we're entering a bull market or not. But it's definitely worth looking. And again, subscribe to be on top of all the trends. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.